The time is now to architect a life of excellence. What will we do? Who will we become? We decide today. This is Learn, Do, Become Radio with April and Eric Perry. Let's move onward and upward together.
Hello and welcome to episode 52 of Learn, Do, Become Radio. I'm April Perry and I'm thrilled to be able to help you today to unlock your courses. At Learn, Do, Become, we help people to architect a life of excellence. We want to be able to have a life where we can't wait to wake up in the morning and when we go to bed at night, we actually feel content. We know that we're learning and we're doing and becoming, and we feel a sense of peace and excitement, and we're really living our purpose while strengthening our families. Now, we help people who are just drowning in details of life to be able to develop simple systems so they can do what matters most. But when you think about doing what matters most, sometimes it just feels so overwhelming because you feel like there's so much to do at the same time. We've noticed a problem that has developed lately, especially now that online courses are so easy to access and a lot of incredibly talented people are creating them. You may end up with so many courses and books and ideas and things that you want to implement and you just don't. We got a text the other day from someone who said, I have spent $30,000 on courses for my business, but I haven't yet earned any money in my business. Or I met someone who invested over $100,000 on courses and again, never felt like they were able to complete any of them. So sometimes it's almost like buying a whole lot of gym equipment. Like, oh, I bought a treadmill, an elliptical, and a weight set. I've got it all waiting in my basement, but I never use it. Same thing when you buy thousands and thousands of dollars worth of courses and memberships, but you don't use them because you feel overwhelmed or you feel like all the details of life are literally causing you to feel like you're drowning. Today, we're going to change that. I'm going to share how we're going to unlock them. Now, first of all, I'm a course creator. So I need to say that I have a very strong interest in you implementing this into your life because when you purchase a course from us at Learn, Do, Become, our Steps to Everyday Productivity course is our flagship course, which is awesome. It helps you build your Command Central, get all the details of your life organized, get your papers organized, declutter your life. You're going to feel amazing. But when people purchase it and then never open it, I honestly just feel so sad because I'm thinking this is going to change your life, but you've got to open it. So yes, I definitely want you to implement our course. But also Eric and I have invested a lot of money and time in courses and conferences and books and programs, but it's because we implement every single one. When I purchase a course, I purchase it 100% knowing that this is going to happen in my life. And that's what's enabled us to be able to live healthier lives, to know how to discipline our children, to know how to build our marriage, to know how to build an online business, how to run webinars, how to create a membership if we want to at some point. Like I've gone through so many courses to understand how to be able to use technology and all the great things that are out there to make our lives better. Online courses literally have changed our lives. They've given us flexibility, freedom, financial stability. It's been awesome. But the courses alone don't do anything. Just like our weights in the gym don't do anything unless we actually use them, implement them. So if you're thinking, I have a bunch of courses, they're sitting on my digital shelf or my actual shelf, and I would like to make them happen in my life, can you show me? That is what we're here to help you do today. I'm just going to go through little 7 points today that I hope will change your life. First of all, let's talk about how to select our courses carefully. I don't just go online and buy every course. In fact, there are multiple courses I'm very interested in, but I'm extremely selective. So you really want to be committed to the topic. Sometimes we ask people, hey, are you interested in getting organized, or are you committed to getting organized? Because there's a big difference. If I'm just kind of interested in learning about, XYZ, but I'm not committed, I'm not going to buy the course. I might add it to my someday list or check back in and do that in the future. But if I'm not 100% committed, then I'm not going to waste my time, and I'm not going to waste time trying to look at it, get a refund, whatever. Okay, so make sure you are actually committed. I also look at things like, do you have limited or lifetime access? I love buying programs that give me lifetime access. Now, again, a lot of courses have a live component. So if I know that there's limited access for a live component, I'm looking at my calendar and saying, okay, given what I have on my plate in the next few months, does this make sense right now? And then, obviously we make that decision carefully. And our additional bonuses available through affiliates. A lot of times online, when there is a huge launch, people will have affiliates who will also give special bonuses that might be helpful to you. So I'll shop around, look around, see what are the affiliates offering. Now, we don't specifically do like launches or things like that, so we don't have that with our specific program, but maybe sometime in the future we will. But it is always helpful to be able to look around and see what extra bonuses and things you can get. I always try to maximize my bonuses. So, for example, I bought this course, and it was a like $2,000 course, and it was all about how to automate your business. I was very excited about it, and they had a special bonus for like the first 10 people who purchased. They got email access to the course creator for 30 days. I thought that would be so helpful. So when they opened, I was typing in my credit card as fast as I could. I was so excited. And it had like a 30-day money-back guarantee. So I was ready, and I'll explain more about how to do that. Okay, but getting extra bonuses are always great. Then the next question I ask is this a need? Is this really going to bless our lives? Is this something that I don't just want, but I need it? Is there a money-back guarantee? Is this the most important course for me to take or invest in at this time? Those are just a few questions to ask, because I'm not suggesting that we go out there and buy every online course. I want us to be very careful in our selection. And you may want to add a few questions to this list that I've offered that will help you for your family and your unique situation. For example, if you're running a team, is there team access? Is this something I can share with them? Or if you're a teacher, hey, could I use part of this to share with my students? Can this be a business expense, right? There's a lot of different things to consider. Okay, so now assuming that we have selected our courses carefully, then number 2 is I create a calendar trigger for when the refund window closes. So I know, okay, this has, let's say it's a 60-day money-back guarantee. I don't want to miss that if this program turns out to not be what I thought it was. So I go to my calendar, and I'll maybe create a trigger 50 days out that says, hey, how's that course going? Do you want to get a refund on it? That way, in my mind, I know that I'm protected. I've got a little reminder, so I won't miss the money back guarantee. But my goal is never to go into a program and then just refund it. My goal is to go in and make that program worth 10 times what I paid for it because of the value it brings to my life. And I want to be like the poster person for that. I want to say, hey, I will get such good results that I can be one of your testimonials. That's how I go into it. Because if you have the mindset that, oh, it's probably not going to work, I'll just get a refund, you're not going to get results. But if you go in thinking, I am your next testimonial, people will come in and say, I'm your next before and after. I love that. Say, you know what, you go do it. We're here to help you. I also create a calendar trigger for when I need to at least start the program, because let's say I'm buying it in the middle of the holiday season. I'm like, I have no time to work on this, but I at least should start working on it by next Tuesday, at least open it, look through it. So then I create that calendar trigger. Calendar triggers are awesome. I use Google Calendar, and then when I create a trigger, it not only pops up on my phone, but it sends me an email. And then when I'm processing my emails, because I keep my emails at 0, if you haven't done that with us yet, come. That's learndoBecome.com/inbox-0, ZERO. Okay, just a little secret link there if you want to do your emails at 0. All right, number 3, I do a 10-minute review of the content right away if I can. Again, if I'm in the middle of something and I just did like a midnight deadline, then I'll do that when my calendar trigger goes off. but I typically try to do a 10-minute review just to be able to see that there is no monster in the closet. Sometimes the idea of a course feels really overwhelming, but when you actually log in, you're like, oh, that really isn't that bad. And our program, if you log in, you're going to feel excited because you're going to see it's totally doable. Then I join the support groups. So if they have a Facebook group or something like that, I go ahead and just join those, get in. That way, when I'm looking at Facebook or, social media, I at least can scroll through and see what other people are saying about it and kind of start immersing myself in the support that's available for me. Or if they have some initial printables checklists, like in our getting started section, we have a printables. It's like, 20 pages or something like that. You just print all of them off, get a folder ready. I'm ready to go. Number 4, keep your login in an @logins folder in your email. I'll explain a little bit how I do that. Inside of my email, I have multiple folders that start with the @ sign because that raises them to the top. So does the exclamation mark or any of those symbols that are right there on your number keys. But the @ sign is what David Allen recommended in his book, Getting Things Done, and I really like it. So I created a folder called @logins. That means if I'm on my phone or on my computer and I open up my folders, right near the top, it'll say @logins. Now, sometimes course creators will email you a magic link. That's what we do. That lets you automatically log in just by clicking it. I love those. If they don't and they've assigned you a password, then you can put that in your @logins and you can always go use that if you need it. Sometimes, you can have your computer remember your username and login, and that's great. But if you want to keep it in @logins, that's awesome. If you change your password from the automatic one they gave you, what I do is I email myself back. I take that same email, I forward it to myself, and I put a little phrase that will remind me what my new password is. Or I have little symbols or things like that. So I'm not necessarily putting my passwords just out there on my email, but I'll have a little reminder phrase. And then when that email comes into my inbox, I take that little grouping, the conversation grouping, and I put that in my @logins folder. So that way, if I'm ever like, oh, what was my login for that? I just go to @logins, I click on the email, and I can see, okay, here it is. One other quick little tip, which I don't know if this will help you, but I use a specific email address for 99% of the courses that I take online. So when I go to log in, sometimes if I have to type onto my phone, I hate typing an entire long email address onto my phone. So on my iPhone, you can create little shortcuts, text shortcuts. So I just have 4 little letters I type, and then it expands out to my full email address. That makes it really nice. So if you do have to log in with email a lot, just creating a little shortcode on your phone will just save you time overall. A lot easier. All right, for number 5, you're going to have a projects list that will help you organize your courses, and then a routines list to remind you to study or utilize the course. I want to explain this a little bit. I've talked a lot about a projects brainstorm or projects list inside of our podcast and in our program, Steps to Everyday Productivity. I organized my projects list using current projects, next in line projects, someday projects, with just a few projects on the current list. You never want to feel like you're taking 80 courses at the same time because then nothing's going to get done. So let's say right now you have access to 12 online courses. You could take those courses, consider each one a project because there will be a time you can actually check them off, and look at your projects list and put those courses in the appropriate category. So maybe first look at that list and think, what are the projects or what are the courses that I really don't need to do? They're kind of lower priority. I don't want to get rid of them, but I don't really care if I get them done right now, maybe in 6 months or something like that. Take all of those and put them in the someday section. Then the ones you're thinking, these are important, but not crucial, those go in next in line. But the courses that if I got this one done, it would make everything else easier, put that in your current projects list. So that way you've now taken this big pile of courses and you've organized them according to priority. You also want a routines list that will keep track of all the things that you're doing over and over again. I've talked about the routines list multiple times throughout our podcast. So if you're subscribed to the podcast, you're listening to all the episodes, you'll hear about this a lot. But your routines list is what organizes things by daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, things like that. So typically I will look at my routines list and I'll look at my weekly routine and think, when is a good time for me to actually do serious coursework? So maybe I'll say, okay, I do an April day on Tuesday. That's more high-level thinking. That's really serious planning and some replenishment for a few hours every Tuesday. Tuesday's my April day right now. And I like to work on some coursework each week. So I have on my weekly routines, when I do an April day, I actually have a little trigger inside of Asana, A-S-A-N-A, asana.com. That's what I use. And I have a little trigger to tell me which course I'm working on at that time. And I actually do change out the name of the course and say, hey, we're working on this specific course on content marketing or something like that. A lot of times they're courses that are helping our business. Or if you're thinking, in my daily routine, how could I incorporate a course into what I'm doing every day? Could I do 10 minutes a day? Maybe when I have some downtime in the afternoon, I could just do 10 minutes of audio or video learning. Or maybe while I'm eating lunch, I could watch a video or something like that. I know some people say just eat and enjoy your food, which is fine. I do that too. But sometimes I think, well, when I'm out on a walk or when I'm getting ready in the morning, while I'm blow drying my hair, I could put in earbuds and listen to a course while I'm doing that. There's a lot of ways you can incorporate courses into your daily routines and weekly routines. So figuring out how you want to do that is awesome. And then you just put those little notes on your routines list. Does that sound fun? Now, if your course is actually a monthly membership, let's say you're paying, $100 a month or $20 a month for membership where it sends you a new video or a new challenge or something like that. And you're thinking, well, then where do I put that? Once you first get into that membership or you're getting back into it, establishing a routine for the membership, that's a project. Establish a routine for blank membership. You put that on your projects list, which means you're going to say, okay, here's where I'm going to keep all my project support materials, which we'll get into in a minute. Here's how often I'm going to attend the Q&A calls. Here's what I'm going for with this membership. Here are the results I'm looking to get. And you create some kind of a routine so you know how often you're going to be participating. But then it goes into routine mode. So you would just say, all right, now that I'm part of this membership, like I'm part of my friend Robin Long's Pilates membership. So I think, okay, well, I'd like to do Pilates at least 3 days a week. So I'm putting that on my weekly routine, and putting that into place. And she does certain calls or she does some things in the Facebook group. Here's how often I'm going to check in, right? So, or I need a mat. So I'm going to buy a new mat. That's part of establishing the routine, is getting things set up. But when you use your projects list and routines list together to prioritize your projects, to establish routines, and then to maintain and keep up with those routines, that's going to be huge for you. And if you can't really picture what I'm talking about and you want more, please come into our STEP program. You can come to our free class at learndobecome.com/step, or send your friends if you're already in it, because we want you to be able to have all the support that you need. But that will change your life. Number 6, let's talk about the current project support materials. This is where you keep all of the printouts, resources, booklets, anything mailed to you, anything that you will need in order to complete the assignments that are given to you inside of your course. Or it's where you're keeping your notes. When I'm taking online courses, like I've been doing one on iTunes University, there are tons of free courses on there, which is so fun. So I've been taking a Stanford class on there, and it's so fun. I tell my kids, I'm doing my Stanford class right now, so I'll be done in a few minutes. Anyway, I really like it. And so as I'm going through, I'm taking screenshots. I'm writing down insights. I'm transcribing parts of what I'm hearing because it's so good and I'm learning so much, which I love. But often when I speak with people who are taking a course or even just running their business, they don't know what to do with all of the stuff that they need, digital or paper. So I've created, and we show you in our STEP program, how you create all your current project support materials. If they're paper materials, that's where you're going to have folders. I love my cubbies. If you've ever seen me do videos from my office or I talk about my command central, I've got these cubbies. Those are my current project support materials where I have everything organized in folders. So like, for example, I was taking a course on how to do webinars. I got a folder and I called it my webinar training course. I printed out all the things I needed from it and I put it into the cubby for my professional development. Then whenever I go to work on that specific webinar course, I could just go right to that cubby, find my notebook, pull it out, work on the checklist, things like that. As I've been going through this iTunes University course, and I was using Evernote. So I have an Evernote notebook stack called Education Stack. And then inside I have a notebook called Course and Conference Notes. I created one single note inside there for this iTunes University course. And then as I'm taking screenshots and writing things down, I can just put it all in there, which is awesome. But that's where you can actually record what you're learning, and then you can go back and find it whenever you want. And the reason I love Evernote is because I can access it from my phone so easily. So let's say I'm out at lunch with a friend and she says, oh, I'm really looking to learn more about XYZ. And I think, hey, I actually took a course on that. And there was this cool idea you might want to learn. And I can just pull up on my phone and share it right there. Or if I'm doing a podcast and I think, oh, I remember I heard something from this person, or I want that person to be a guest on my podcast. I've got all my notes just organized into Evernote. I can find it in 10 seconds. That's why I'm so excited about this, because I waste literally zero time. I relax still and I enjoy my family. It's not like I'm just working all the time, but I never spend time looking for things, which feels amazing. And a lot of times I use my iPad. I do use an iPad as I'm going through different courses. I can easily screenshot, put those things right into Evernote from my iPad, access them from my phone or computer. Anyway, it's awesome. So for sure, have some current project support materials so that you feel on top of your game. Number 7, finally, extract projects and tasks and routine ideas as they come and put them into your system. Every time I take a course, especially if it's something pretty technical or something for my business, or every course for my family, projects are going to come out of there. Like, hey, we actually need to eat more greens as a family. That's a project to figure out how to get that into our routine. So I actually had a conversation with our children a few weeks ago and said, all right, I've been learning about the importance of greens, guys. How are we going to do this? So we found our kids actually love kale with a little bit of bacon. They love it. They'll eat cups and cups and cups of kale if it's cooked that specific way. So I'm like, all right, I need to start creating this routine where you guys are going to help make this kale. We can bulk prepare it. We can, heat it up in the mornings, whatever. But that's a project to be able to figure out the greens or find a green smoothie that you like or something like that. Or if it's something like, oh, I need to set up a new campaign inside of our contact management system that's going to help to deliver emails a specific way, then I go ahead and put that as a project. But as you're getting new project ideas, those need to go into your project list, whether it's a current, next in line, someday, that type of thing, or new routines will come up. And you think, oh, I love that new idea where I really need more time to calm my mind. Maybe have some time to meditate or to pray. All right. Or this 2-way journaling. I was just taking a free online course about how to hear the voice of God more in my life. So I decided this 2-way journaling. I love that idea where you write a little bit and then you just listen and say, what is God telling me? And then you write. I love that idea. I haven't been doing that as often as I would like to. So that's a new routine. I can go ahead and add that to my routines list. And again, the routines list isn't a checklist. It's just something you review. It's your ideal. If I had 85 hours a day, here's what I would do. But then every day you choose from that list what's going to best fuel you and your family. Isn't that fun? I hope these 7 ideas that I've shared today will help you feel more excited about the courses you've already purchased and help you to see that if you can unlock those and if you can get yourself in this flow where projects and routines and tasks, they just happen naturally, it opens your mind where you realize I can buy more courses. I can invest in myself. I can purchase access to conferences, or I can go to mastermind groups, or I can read more books or listen to more podcasts or access free courses on iTunes University. There are so many amazing things that you can do from your own home, just if you have a computer or a smartphone. The world today has access to more information than ever before, and it's only going to get more full of information. But when you know how to carefully select courses that will help move you in the direction you feel called to move, it empowers you. None of us were born knowing everything. There is so much I don't know. But I feel excited because I think every month I'm consistently learning. And I'm not just learning it and then letting it go in one ear and out the other. I'm actually collecting what I'm learning. I'm putting it into my current project support materials. New ideas are put into my projects and routines list. I can move forward every day and I see the results. I feel stronger. I feel healthier. I feel happier. I feel more motivated. And then our family is able to live in a home that's cleaner and live in a neighborhood where we love. And Eric and I are able to build our ideal business that works with our lives. Like, I have zero stress around projects and lists or finances anymore. I used to feel like I was just so overwhelmed, but I don't anymore because these courses have helped me learn how to do it. I'm excited for you. I want you to come into our course. If you need one course to get started with, come into our STEP program. Or if you're already in the STEP program, build your Command Central, because it's going to unlock the rest of your courses or unlock the rest of your life in a very powerful way. If you have not yet learned about our STEP system, come to learndobecome.com/STEP. And you can sign up for a free class. And if you want all of the links of everything I've talked about today, or if you have any questions on what we've talked about today, come to learndobecome.com/episode 52. I'm excited for you. I think if I can help you unlock all of your courses, I'm just imagining what you're going to do to change the world, to change your families, to change yourself, and to feel really happy every day as you architect this life of excellence. It's exciting. And we're here with you. Okay? Take care. We'll see you soon at learndobecome.com.